So yeah, the biggest thing for it is the sex drive. That really, my libido really did go up after our workouts. That's something that I did miss. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, guys, welcome to another podcast from Inspired by Sports. How sports can inspire you to do other things. Today I have a friend of mine and a guest who is also one of my people that I'm working with. Not so much as an athlete, but doing their best to stay in shape for various reasons that we will come to today. Sade, welcome to the podcast. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me. Where do I start? We met about 4 years ago.
Yeah, actually. With Pearl.
Yeah, that's correct. Pearl, who was my hairdresser. Right.
So your hairdresser introduced you to me.
Well, I found one of your cards and it looked interesting. I was like, oh, athletics. Like, I used to run in school and I was looking for a way to keep fit. So I called you up, we met, and then we didn't really hit it off straight away, but finally here we are. Still not really done too much, but yeah.
So originally it was like you wanted to come, but to be honest with you, you're just making excuses. Like, oh, I'm not ready. I don't think I should come yet. I'm going for some stuff. And I was always telling you, come, let's meet up. But I think you was a bit skeptical.
Yes.
But obviously life happens and COVID, and obviously I traveled as well. But then you always kept in touch. You always tell me how you want to come training. And I always say to you, like, when you're ready, like.
Yes, because I do modelling, as you know. Used to, had a break for a couple of years, but looking to get back into it. And obviously with that, you need to stay in shape. I've always joined a gym, but I've never really committed to it. I like working out outdoors. I cycle a lot. But obviously I wanted to push that a bit more because I know with you being there, like, you'll really train me hard and push me to my limit.
Cool. I mean, there's so many things we can talk about, but I just want to make it really simple, like the benefits that I've seen you when you've come training. Like, I don't think I've even seen that from my athletes, people actually trying to be athletes as a career. Because I remember you were so happy, you were like high-fiving yourself, woo, endorphins, just during the session. Like, normally, like, you train, you feel good after. She like, how to go again? Oh my God. I mean, and I was like, okay. And I was a bit taken back. Obviously, like I said, you're not an elite athlete or not trying to be an elite athlete.
Yeah.
But with my athletes that I work with, I realized, I was like, yo, they are doing it for a physicality point of view, but you're actually doing it because you actually genuinely want to. Oh, you gonna put your phone on?
Oh, sorry.
Silent. No, that's fine. You're actually doing it because you want to get the endorphins from it. You want to stress release.
Yeah.
You want to obviously get in shape, and it does help. So I know for a fact that that's like a really important part of why you do sports.
Yeah, you're right there. And it's also not just that side of things. I think more so mental health side. Like, it's really, after like the few times we did have sessions together, I noticed the difference in the way I was sleeping. I was eating healthier because you're training, so you think, oh, you can't go and have McDonald's. Like, you eat right. It just kind of sets everything into balance again of how it should be, how you should live. So yeah, it was a mixture of all of those.
And most definitely, I think a lot of people underestimate the power of your exercise, your physical health, and your mental health.
Exactly, yeah.
If you wake up all lethargic because you haven't slept all night, you're going through depression, you don't want to do much. But if you can wake up straight away, jump out of bed and say, right, I'm doing this, like I said, get down, do some press-ups, do something, jump in, just change your state.
Yeah.
That then sets you up for the rest of the day. You're smiling already because I think it's something that...
I miss the feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you wake up and you're aching, and you stretch, you do something. I mean, some of my guests here before were saying how they wake up now, even though they're not trying to be an athlete, they'll have an ice bath. just to jolt the body, slows down inflammation, helps them, you know. And he said that he feel like he's doing something that most people can't do. So already they feel like, not that they're better than anyone else, but they feel like they're on top of things, like they're achieving more. Because listen, I am repping and I'm able to still succeed in first thing in the morning at this thing. I can succeed the rest of the stuff I'm doing in the day.
Exactly, yeah.
So all right, so talk to me through a bit about, you know, like experiences about your mental health and how when you were training with me, which obviously you've come back to now as well, how it was helping you.
So yes, we mentioned sleep, appetite changed, and I think the word that comes into my mind is motivation.
Yeah.
It's that push of motivation of knowing that you can take on the world if you're physically strong, if you've got healthy body, healthy mind. I think that's kind of a good motto that I like to think when I'm maybe trying to push myself, because I know like once you do a good workout at the end, you feel like it's a bit like when you work a long day, a long shift, and then at the end of it all you're satisfied because you've kind of given it your all. Endorphins, like you mentioned, the all over feeling of just knowing I can't really put it into words. I didn't think I could push a tyre like that on our first session.
Yeah, because I remember you saying you can't do it, and I was like, of course you can, and you flipped it all the way to the end.
I remember it now. It's like a test, because you don't, when you're putting your body through that physical pressure, I surprised myself in ways where my body's telling me to give up. It's not my body, it's my mind.
Yeah.
So you have to break that weakness in your head mentally. Your body can do it. Your body's not going to like drop dead and give up, and you're not going to start like, I'm not an 8-year-old woman. I'm going to have like a heart attack or something. I'm straining myself. It's just knowing that you keep pushing through your limit.
And you can.
And yeah, gradually.
You can. I mean, the most impressive thing about what you are doing is like, let's just put this out there. You're not an athlete. You're not a bodybuilder. You're not really a gym person. Like, it's like, yeah, you registered, but like I said, you held live a goal. But when I said to you, okay, listen, yeah, this tire, you're going to move it. This tire, you're going to move this tire. No matter what the tire is trying to do, you're moving this tire, and you're going to make sure that you are getting the tire to the end. The tire doesn't want to go, you're going to get it there. You're in control. And you're worried about maybe your nails or something. You just grab the tire and flipped it. And the more you did, the more it's like, empowered yourself. The sound was coming out more. I was thinking, like something is inside this woman that is really like pushing her, and there's nothing inside you. You're just decided that, you know, you've had enough, and you're not going to let this thing hold you back anymore, and enough's enough, and you were literally pushing, and the sound that was coming out of you, I was like, whoa. I
remember abusing you almost at one point when we were running around the track, and I'm swearing at you.
I was like, fine, thank you, because I know this is because you want to be here, you want to get over this thing. Now, I know you've had some, you know, troubled times, been through some tough times, and for me, being the vessel and being the release for you through a positive outlook exercise was like, for me, that was just like, oh my God, I'm actually unlocking something that even the athletes can't really compare to, because athletes are doing it, they're already fit. Even the athlete doesn't, and most of them are young anyway, they've not really had much devastating stuff happen to them. But it's like they can still benefit from it. But you was like, you know what, I'm making this like life or death. I'm making this my next step. I'm making this change. And I'm going to overcome the tire and overcome the adversities, things that hold me back. The depression that I've been through, no more. Today's the day. You stop now. I will bury you underneath this tire. The tire's going to fall on top of you. And these tires are big. These tires are big. I'll try and post some pictures of you flipping the tires there. But you were like, nah, I did it. Yeah. And you're so happy that you did do it. And I'm so glad that you did do it. And then we moved on to the bigger tire.
Oh, yes.
And you did that one as well. That was challenging, but you still did it. Same sort of gusto, and you pushed through it. So, I mean, what I want to touch on a bit is like, share with us a little bit more of like, how difficult has times been? Like, for you to really want to like make sure that, you know what, I never go back to that stage again, because you might think, it's just my story, me complaining or whatever, but I'm sure we hope so many people, especially the last 2 years, has been a lockdown and business have gone down. People have lost their businesses, some people have lost family, some people have lost their job. I mean, I met you, one reason why you stopped was that because you feel like you don't want to be around because you lost your job and you're starting to slip back into depression, you don't have money. And I'm like, babes, it's cool. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to stop this because this thing is going to help you overcome it anyway. So yeah, share with us some of your adversities. Obviously, I'll share some of mine as well.
So when I first met you, I think around then that was probably a bad time, but subconsciously I was looking for an avenue out to live a healthier lifestyle. I was traveling.
So what lifestyle was you living? I mean, you said you were traveling with the modelling and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to say any names. Could you say, you know, things that you were doing that?
So I was a bit of a party girl, let's just say that. So I worked a lot, I hardly slept, and I was out a bit socialising, and then obviously...
So this work through the modelling. So you're modelling, you're socialising, and in that world is so easy to get. I mean, I had a friend that got lost into it, and I don't think he's ever recovered. He ended up going to Thailand and stuff. And when you're away as well, it's like, it's even worse, because it's like, all you have to do is get to the next shoot or the next walk or the next thing on time, and they'll take care of the rest of it. If your eyes are black, they'll fix it. If you've not slept, they'll, you know what I mean? So it's like you get into a circle where everyone works, and then the party afterwards, and the party becomes work, and then you feel like you need to party to mix the right people.
Work hard, play hard. Yeah.
Give us an idea exactly like how.
So yeah, I was a bit lost, trying to find myself. I was still really young, growing up, discovering who I am, but I deep down knew that this isn't the way to live if I'm gonna make it to 27 or 30. It was taking its toll on me, went into hospital, came out of hospital and slowly tried to start living a better lifestyle. I won't go into depths, it's a bit personal of certain things, but yeah, it was a tough time.
So with the playing hard, the partying, like obviously drinking, the drugs, all the things that comes with it, and then lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep, exactly. Not eating right, I was just barely eating, which was good for modelling because obviously the camera adds £10 and you need to look lean, but in the long run it's really not, it's damaging mentally and physically. Met someone, that didn't work out, decided I was going to go back to college, did that, started doing laser, and that was the biggest help because that gave me routine. And in the normal world,
laser, what do you mean by laser?
Laser hair removal.
Yeah. Because when you say laser, I'm
it could be anything. So
it could be laser eye surgery.
True. Yeah, or tattoo removal. So that's given me routine and structure. And on my days off, when there's nothing to do, I don't have children. I'm not in a relationship. So what do you do? So that's when I knew now would be the right time to train hard. And I think it matters as well for me, especially who I spend my time with. And in regards to that, I mean, I'm like a sponge. I kind of absorb people's auras and like their habits as well. So like when I was partying and everyone was smoking, picked up smoking, you're a good influence on me. So when I'm spending my time with you training, I pick up your habits. For example, you told me that when you get depressed, most people will just munch on ice cream or chocolate, but you don't do that. You like munch fruit. On oranges.
Fruit.
So that's something that I've picked up on, and that's an example of like how I know I need to surround myself with good, positive people that live healthily. As easy as it might sound, and it's probably common sense, it's not that easy because
And of course, changing your language. I mean, to be honest with you, that's not my vocab anymore. Like depression is not really my vocab anymore. I'll say when I'm down or when things are tough. But to say I'm depressed, what do you mean? Like that doesn't really sit well with me. I don't really understand it, because to be depressed, that means that you've accepted that something has pressed you down. Depressed, you know? No, nothing's put me down. So when I had the tough times, I'll binge eat on fruit. When things are not going well and I need to clear my mind, I'd rather go for a run. So some people will be like, let me just stay in bed. I'll do the opposite. So now picking up those habits to help me when things are tough has now become like, well, when things are tough, normally you're meant to do something that is not good for you. I do something that's good for me, so that I don't stay in that state. I'm out of that state so quick now. So quick. Like I said, every morning I wake up, 100 press-ups, 200 steps. Remember I was telling you to be able to do it, and you're like, how can I do that? You said, I don't have time. I'm like, no. If you start doing it, you will find time for it. And to date, I still do it now. So much so that I've got my wife into it. She's more even diligent than me. Like she just doesn't do press-ups and sit-ups. She does crunches, she does planks, she does pumps. She does all that stuff that is too hard, like, V-sits. I'm looking at them thinking, like, I've got my routine down to a T, but you're just like doing other stuff. thank God that I found someone who's actually interested in working out and staying fit as well. She's not trying to be an athlete, but you've not met her yet, unfortunately, but you've seen pictures of her. And the first thing you said,
very beautiful, by the way.
I didn't know you finished my words. Yeah, very, very beautiful, very elegant. Thank you. I mean, you said those words to me, and I was quiet. I looked at it, and I looked at the pictures, and I looked at the picture. I'm like, you are one lucky. I mean, I'm looking straight at the camera, like, you're lucky, and she's such a blessing. This sounds cliche. People say this stuff, but she is actually a really, really good soul.
Yeah.
Thoroughly behind me, and not like your typical westernized type of woman. She really believes in old traditional views.
That's hard to find in this day and age. So, yeah.
And I consider myself like every morning I wake up, I can even show you on my phone. I don't know what my phone is, but after my morning routine, I've done my press ups. I've timed it. I wrote down a time. I tick it. I got a tick list, and after my tick list, there's 3 things that I put down. And number 1 on that 3rd thing is, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have Empress in my life.
Oh.
And I write that every single day. Sometimes I send it to her, but every single day I write it down. And by default, during the day I start thinking about it. I think about it. Sometimes I ring up like, I'm so happy and grateful that I've got you in my life. She's like, me too. I'm more. She got a special name for me. But anyway, it's not about me. It's about you. So yeah, I just wanted people to really take strength from what you've been doing and how you know it works. Especially coming from what you've been through. So moving forward, what advice would you, not advice as such, but like cues would you give people who have going through some difficult times as you've been through? I mean, you've been through some bad relationship, bad company. What advice would you give?
It's hard to see light at the end of the tunnel when you are in that dark hole. But I think you just have to, number one, learn that having patience is key, because to change, if you want to make a change, it does take time. It doesn't happen overnight, but you can make small steps towards doing the right thing and change. So for example, at the time I was told, just take a pill. Medication didn't really work for me. It helped me sleep, but it wasn't solving, the problems were still there.
You need to get to the root of the problem and rip it out.
Yeah.
You have to get to the root. And that's what you're doing with a tire. That's what I was going to touch on actually. Like, you're like, rah, no more, not today. I've had enough.
Yeah.
I'm done. It's like, and that's why when we were doing a warm up and you were doing the strides and I'm asking you to run faster and I'm running with you and you were screaming like, I hate you. And I said, I know you do, but really you love me, as in like you love what I'm doing. Like, I hate you. And I said, oh, thank you. I hate you. I said, thank you. And then you start saying, yes, you're right. You're saying yes. Remember, you keep saying yes. I'm like, why are you saying yes for? Because yes. And I was thinking, right, like we're doing something here that this is not coaching to run 100 meters. This is coaching to change my life. So you feel like you're abusing me. No, you're just fighting that thing that had held you back.
Yeah.
And you like had enough of it, and you're gonna bury it today on this track. You are gonna give all that pain that you're feeling. Your lungs are burning to this thing, and this thing's gonna die here on the track, and you're not taking it anymore. You're not carrying it. You're not carrying it. So in regards to that, it is really important that, like I said, you get into a physical routine. You said medication didn't work for you. Obviously, I'm not telling people like stop taking your medication from the doctor, but every medication has its side effects.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it was gaining weight, which was everyone's different. I'm most confident and comfortable when I'm lean, and I was just getting bloated out, and that was changing my posture. And so I'd sometimes dance as well. I was doing that a couple of years, so I had to stop doing that because my posture was going. So I knew medication wasn't the right answer. It was just about finding something that I can focus on that's going to give me a benefit to work out on mentally as well. Like when we set our goals in life, what are we doing it for? Are we doing it for a career, for example, modelling, so I look in shape or fit? Some of us might want to improve our physical appearance because we want to attract love into our life and meet someone, or maybe we want to earn more money so that we can carry on the heavy workload of a long, hard-working day. For me, it was all 3 of those things, because obviously you need to look good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you take care of your physical appearance, your physical being, it will inform your mental state, and then that informs everything that you do. It informs your paradigm, it informs your psyche. Like literally, like the energy that you carry around with you. You're not moping. You're not, you know. I remember you rang me the next day and you're feeling sore everywhere. You can't literally move, but you want to come training. I was like, yeah, why not? Like we agreed to do like 2-3 days a week. You want to come every day if you could.
Yeah, those feelings.
you feel pain and sore in places you never knew that there was muscles in. But hey, it was good. And you're like, oh, but we only worked out for like 20 minutes. I'm like, yeah, you don't need to actually be, in the gym for 2 hours. Just the intensity of it.
Yeah.
And you had no time for excuses. I said go and you went. And that's how I like to train people. Like when I say go, you go. 2 whistles a set, 1 whistle go. Lift the tire again and again. And I'm just saying again and again. Let's go. Attack it. You don't have time to think. You almost trick the body. I mean, there's a book that I read, an audio book as well. Mel Robbins. She developed she wrote a book about, didn't develop it, but she wrote a book about, it's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Where if you're going to do anything and procrastination gets in the way, just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1 you go and you move.
Yeah.
You do it straight away. Because the moment you start thinking, you're in your head.
Yeah. You made a decision not to do it.
It's a wrap. You'll start thinking about it. You'll be like, let me do it tomorrow. Maybe, no. When my eyes open, like I said, first thing in the morning, my eyes open between 4:30 a.m. straight away on the floor. Just literally take off the cover, roll onto the floor, start. You don't need a mat to do press ups. You don't need anything. You don't need equipment. It's done. And then you almost hop in front of your brain before your brain tells you, it's too cold. It's too dark outside. Wait, you have to get more rest before you go to work. Whatever. You literally, and then once it becomes a habit, you do anything for 66 days, it becomes a habit. Once it's a habit.
Yeah. It's like human nature. Your body clock recognizes it. Yeah. So
what habits have you picked up that you realized that wasn't good for you? And then what good habits have you combated it with? I know you said about when you're down now, you try and eat fruit.
Yeah, I picked up that.
Yeah.
Procrastination, what we just spoke about, I used to do that all the time. Like, that's why I never went gym, because I wouldn't just do it. With you, it's more of a commitment, because I know there's someone waiting for you. It's a bit like when they tell you when you start the gym, start going with a buddy, so that you have to commit and go, and you can't leave them by yourself. So it's a similar scenario to get me out the door in the first place. And I would say it was the meat, what you told me about not eating meat.
Okay. Oh, you took that on board as well?
Yeah. So
wow.
Yesterday I actually had a vegan burger instead of beef. I was so tempted to get the beef, but I got the vegan instead, because I did notice a difference when, for the longest I've done, normally I have it on the weekends. I'm not completely meatless. Yeah. But
because I was saying to actually do 1 day a week. Remember, I told you.
Yeah, you said start off slowly, then ease yourself into it. I've noticed I'm less tired, lethargic at work, and I don't feel like having a sleep afterwards, and I feel lighter as well. When we were training, my stomach's not so bloated storing all the meat, so I feel more
I did say to you
athletic.
I did say to you, even the elite athletes, once in Kenya, they eat meat like once a week, or they cut down on the meat a lot.
Special occasions.
A lot, because somebody, like, honestly speaking, I didn't know. Like, this is the first time we spoke about this since I told you about it about 6 months ago to start doing. I didn't know that you actually adopted them. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm actually proud of you. Like, I didn't know that you actually adopting it, and you're seeing the benefits of it. Like, you do feel lighter,
less
more
bloated, more active,
less bloated, less lethargic. The meat tastes, and even, I don't know if you noticed, but you smell differently as well. Your smell is slightly different as well. I find it like, when I pass wind and stuff, like, it's not, seriously, my whole body smells differently. I feel like I'm more refined, sticking with the vegetables and stuff. But obviously, it's step by step. You didn't just do it overnight. Probably when I told you, you probably didn't do it straight away, did you?
No, not straight away, gosh, because I was a big meat eater. Yeah, gradually. The first 2 days is hard because I did feel a bit faint and weak, but just like anything, your body gets adapted to it quickly and gets used to it. Yeah.
Okay, so any other habits that you picked up that is beneficial, especially, being the young lady that you are? Obviously, you're actually in a transition stage where you're single, but Like sorting.
Reading my mind now.
I'm reading your mind. Okay. All right. Let me not read your mind. Let me let you carry on and say then.
So yeah, the biggest thing for it is the sex drive. That really, my libido really did go up after our workouts. That's something that I did miss. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, my co-host, the tall black guy that went out, he started doing the workouts.
Yeah.
Press up and sit ups every morning. He's like, "Hey, coach." he loves to do this accent and say, "Oh, coach." Let me tell you, man. Every morning when I wake up,
It's there.
I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm like, what do you mean you're strong? I thought you meant like, you know, it's feeling. He goes, nah. After I do my press and sit, it's strong. It's up. And I was thinking, what? He's like, yeah, like where I'm used to it, I do all the time, so I think it's normal. He's like, no, I never had it before. Before he said he started doing research about looking at tablets and pills because he went to uni, he went to Loughborough University. He said, look, he was in a house with other students, you know, he lived in student accommodation. He said, like literally 20, 19, 21-year-old men are now taking tablets just to keep up their libido, just to stay erected in, you know, with their ladies. And he was shocked. But he thought it would never happen to him. But the last couple of years, he's a bit older now, last couple of years, he was getting worried. He started looking at the same research, looking at it. But now I told him to, and obviously he wants to be an athlete. I'm training him as an athlete. So he wants to come back to the game. And he's like, yeah, nah, I never knew. He said, listen, he even did a podcast. He said, listen, guys, stop all them tablets.
Yeah.
Like, if your girlfriend is saying this and that, and you know, just don't worry about it. Do this press up and set up. Save yourself the money. Do the work. Intense. You have to be intense though.
Yeah.
You can't just, you know, pretending like go to the gym. You do a rep every 2 minutes. No, you can be in the gym for 10 minutes and get a workout you want. You can flip a tire. We didn't even do it for 10 minutes. You flip it there and back. What? I think it took like 2 minutes to get there, but afterwards you're gasping.
Yeah.
You're literally gasping, and the intensity just changes everything. Your ability to produce the hormones is there. You're more fertile. It's widely known people that do sports are more fertile. You're more active. If you're a man, your sperm count is up. If you're a man, it helps you with your libido, your confidence.
Confidence, yes.
You know. But yeah, I didn't actually know that. So yeah, I mean, if you want to elaborate a bit more about it, I mean, like in a way, like if you were in a relationship now, do you think it would be different if you're intensely working out and if he's working out as well? Do you think?
Definitely. I mean, there's nothing like two athletes at it together, is there? Because I remember you when I was jogging around on our first session and you jokingly said to me, I sound like an old man that is out of breath during the act. But
yeah, because you were like, I was like, yo, like, you just done the first lap. Are you okay? Because I didn't know if you had asthma or anything like that. Like,
asthma.
I didn't know, because obviously, disclaimer, you should really check when you're working with new. Disclaimer, make sure you check your athlete's history before you guys start training, because they might have any underlying health condition that you might not know. So I was a bit scared, and that day I was thinking, oh my God, if she got asthma, is there something wrong that she can't actually do this? Have I checked? But it was just because you were just out of shape.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're not in a relationship, but if you were, would you definitely recommend it?
Definitely. There's so many benefits to it, because you're both, it's like, for example, you and your wife, you told me that when you first met her, you noticed her athletic shape and you were training with her in Ghana. Yep. And then you would go and have this great, amazing time in the room after your workout. Of
course.
There you go.
Because you're both alive. You're not just alive. You're like, I don't know, you even breathe differently. Like, you feel like you're actually, what's that word? Superhuman in a way. Because you work out, your body's repairing and recovering, and it releases so many endorphins for both of you guys. So, I mean, it's only going to go one way. Elite athletes are known. This is not, this is an adult show. I can say this on here. Most Olympic athletes will say, in Olympic Village, when you go into your rooms and around the Olympic Village, they supply free condoms, a lot of it, for the athletes, because you're just going to be most likely getting into acting, you're using it because it's a natural thing, it's one of the byproducts of exercise. So imagine, like, a byproduct of smoking is probably lung cancer or something like that. A byproduct of exercise is increased libido, testosterone, which obviously leads to you wanting to be active in the bedroom, and nothing wrong with that. So they actively promote it and provide it for athletes.
Wow.
And I told him how you, at uni, like you had people that were looking to get tablets in their early 20s. And now you're thinking that, nah, they don't need all that stuff. Just need to get up every day and work out. Intensity of the workout is what is going to help you with it.
Exercise is the key.
Exercise is the key, as he says. I've always lived it. I didn't really notice it, but someone who's not been in that world, when you come into that world, is a big jump.
It's like another addiction. It's another drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the endorphins and the good feelings that you get, you want that now, every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to feel alive, you want to feel active, you want to feel sexually active. You like that buzz that you get from it. If a byproduct of smoking is lung cancer, I'd rather choose the byproducts of exercise if it's increased libido or increased testosterone or good living. It makes no... You can't even compare the two. So I'm not saying, everyone should quit smoking and come and do exercise, but I'm actually saying do quit smoking and come and do exercise, because it will change your life. I mean, you've told me how it's literally propelled your life and changed so many things that you will recommend. Obviously, like I said, you said, obviously you said you're not in a relationship. So would you recommend it also for your potential boyfriend that you be with to be doing exercise? Is that down the line that you're going now if you're going to get into a relationship?
Yeah, definitely. No one wants to be with someone that, I guess, isn't fit.
Yeah.
So it all helps. It works out. But yeah, my past relationships, that could have been something to improve on.
Yeah.
But hopefully there'll be a right time. Yeah,
of course. I mean, like I said, you don't have to be saying any names or anything like that. But if your past relationship, if they were, into exercise and into the healthy living, do you reckon it would have worked out differently?
Oh yeah, it was more so the other way around.
Okay, so because you wasn't into it as well, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I needed it. I got it a lot from when I was partying, so it was from other aspects. It wasn't from the natural cause of having a good workout, eating right, living a healthy lifestyle, not drinking, not smoking. So it wasn't natural, if that's the right way of putting it. Yeah, of course,
because you're living an unhealthy lifestyle. It's not.
Yeah, so who knows what the future holds?
Of course. I mean, listen, if you feel good and you're in a good shape, you are automatically attract, Positive.
Yeah.
You're gonna obviously attract your partner. I'm really proud that I'm actually forget you're not an athlete. You've been into modeling, dance. You're now into laser, like you said. It's like to hear someone with a totally different perspective coming from that sort of world and to say, right, you know what, I actually really enjoy training with you. I actually really enjoy doing the sports because it did this and did that and push my life in this direction, and I picked up these habits. I just think it's so amazing. Quickly, I just wanted to share the story about your dad. You know how you said you're trying to get your dad into exercise and it's helping him out and all that? Yeah, do you want to share that story?
Yep, so, we were almost drinking buddies.
Yeah.
Which isn't the healthiest, but like I said with you, when you surround yourself with
the right people
that live healthy lifestyles, it has an impact on you because you pick up their habits. So it's an example of that. During COVID, I stopped drinking and smoking 6 weeks, started jogging, eating right, and then he changed as well because I was setting a good example. So less alcohol. It's almost like a pattern. You just pick up people's habits and what they do.
Yeah, 100%. So 2 main things here. Surround yourself with the right people who are doing the right things, and then you will obviously pick up those habits. But in your case, you surround yourself with me, you start doing the right things, then your dad, you're around your dad and you start changing what your dad was doing as well, because now you've changed and you're not drinking, you're not doing all that stuff.
Chain reaction.
Each one can teach one. Each one can then improve that person's life. Wow. I'm normally used to talking to athletes. They're like, yeah, I'm doing this because I want to get faster. And you're like, you're doing it because you want to literally get rid of all that stuff before and baggage and move on. Last but not least, going forward, what are your aspirations with your workouts and the exercise that you're doing? Where do you want to take it in your, like, not just, I want to be fitter in the exercise world. Where do you want to go with it in other walks of life? Like,
I hope it's a lifestyle change that I can take forever. And what I mean by that is it all links in. If I work out, I know that I can't drink, I can't smoke, I know I eat right, I sleep better, so then that straight away eliminates any pills I need to take. Mentally being more focused and alert at work, and just being in a positive mood so that I'm happy around people generally. Just another lifestyle, really. That's what it is. It's a completely new, different way of living, making myself live longer in the long run, and being healthier. Just to walk out the house each day, like, if you feel strong within yourself physically, you feel like you can take on the world, whatever it throws at you. Like, whether COVID, end of the world, or this unfortunate war that's going on at the minute, if God forbid, touch wood, it was bad. Like, you need to be physically strong.
Touch the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physically strong to take on whatever life throws at you.
Yeah. That's so powerful. I'm still in awe about that thing that you said. Like, I'm surprised that you actually.
Which one?
About, you actually went on to implement the stuff about the eating, about the exercising. I didn't actually know that you were doing it. Obviously, I always give out information, but sometimes I think I underestimate how powerful this stuff can be when people do it. When it comes back and someone tells me they've done it, I'm like, oh, wow, you had that impact. You had that impact, and it's good. And I'm always willing to give more, because I just think, hey, the world is all about sharing. People make the world. So inevitably, if there's more good people and we're making a world, we'll all live a better life. But is there a routine that you do every morning now? Maybe you do, I don't know.
I was skipping last week. I started skipping in the morning. Okay. And my target, New Year's resolution, it was to be able to do 50 press-ups. I've only reached like 29.
Oh, listen, if I put you on this regime, you'll get that. For 29, that'll be easy. Like, listen, wait, when you started, Lewis, how many was you doing?
When I started?
Yeah, how many could you do before you go into my program?
10.
10, that was it. And now, how many are you doing now?
My period is 72.
You can do 72 without stopping?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I can do 17 without stopping.
I've been at 70 for at least 3 months. When I was at Richards, I was at like 65. It just got slower.
So hold on.
Yeah, 100.
You start off, you could barely do 10. I'm saying in the mic so people can hear. And now you've got to a point where you can get to 72 without stopping. But obviously it's been tough. You've been at 78 around there hovering for a while. Wow. Okay, but every morning, your Preston said you do it in the evenings though. Right, so every evening before he goes to bed, I actually do it in the evenings. Because I find it helps me sleep as well. So I'll do 100 press-ups, 200 sit-ups in the evening, and then if I'm knackered, I just lie in bed.
Yeah.
And I nod off. So how long is it taking you now, Lewis, to achieve that? Like, what times are you on now?
Oh, for the 100?
Yeah.
100 and 200. Do 100 press-ups in under 4 minutes.
Impressive.
Okay. So you do it in sets?
Yeah, 10 sets of 10. Yeah.
He does 10 sets of 10. I normally do 5 sets of 20 press-ups and then 5 sets of 40 crunches.
Wow.
That's serious. So I just get a video and put it up on there, and I just do that. But I do it in the mornings. But yeah, so since you started doing the skipping in the morning, has that given you a similar experience to?
Yeah, the press-ups I started because it was like a trick. It was a distraction. So when I would feel anxiety coming on.
I'm pointing to what we spoke about before. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you, but go on, bring it.
So straight away I would just do it, exhaust myself, and then the anxiety disappears and it goes because it's like a distraction, because you're shocking your body into something physical, so you forget whatever crap that's going on in your mind.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. We just spoke about this. We literally just spoke about it, about he wakes up every morning, cold shower, shocks his system.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I told you before about the cold showers, right?
Yeah.
And literally just shuts down everything. And then Lewis feels that, you know, if I can get up and take a cold shower, most population in the world, or in the Western world anyway, are used to having a warm shower. So I'm already doing something that most people can't do, right? That's what you said. And obviously the risk you took to go into business rather than going to uni and all that, you don't hear all that noise anymore. You don't have the anxiety of, oh my God, all my friends are at uni, or have I made the right choice? You, initially it was a bit risky, okay, should I do that or not? But you chose to go into investment, and you're investing, you're doing very well. And it's because you were you're so comfortable with yourself that, you know what, I don't have to listen to the noise. And it's not hard compared to waking up and literally jumping in the shower, cold shower, or doing 100 press-ups straight away. So if you can do something that's tasking, everything else becomes easy. Remember I said to you about the 5-4-3-2-1, Mel Robbins. There's a book about it. Yeah, if you want to read it, I'm sure it's called 5-4-3-2-1. Literally, she was facing bankruptcy, like business gone downhill, sleeping on the couch, not even spending time with her husband, sleeping in separate rooms, about to lose everything. And one day she goes, I had enough. When my eyes open, I'm going to count 5-4-3-2-1 and get up straight away and start my day.
Yeah.
And then she used that distraction and anything. Whenever any anxiety is coming on, she's during a day or driving, or something's happening, that business going wrong, she just counts 5-4-3-2-1, forget it. Or 5-4-3-2-1, pick up that phone call and make that call. 5-4-3-2-1, don't avoid this person. She just uses it on everything, and it's changed her life. She's now like inspirational speaker, making so much money. And I actually thought she was related to Tony Robinson, but she's not. She's called, I'm sure it's called Anne Robinson, or Mel Robinson. And I was like, wow. So for me, it's the same thing. I wake up in the morning, whatever issues I'm going through, straight away, do that, shut the body, have my cold shower. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for you. Bring it on. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not scared of picking up any phone call, whatever's going to go wrong, war, COVID, I'm cool. So yeah, when I was pointing, I'm like, yeah, bring it. And I'm glad you're saying these things, because some people can learn from it. You don't have to do much. Just a 10 press-ups distracts you from actually being in that state where you're just dwelling on it and thinking on it, oh my God, I've lost my job. Because I literally was with you when you lost your job.
Yeah.
You got the phone call. I was with you.
Yeah,
like,
you remember.
I remember, because you were telling me, oh, you're a bit worried that, oh, you made a mistake at work today, but it should be fine. They're calling you for a meeting, so you can't make training. I was like, okay, cool, come train after. You came training afterwards. You're like, oh my God, I just got a message. I think I've lost my job. I have to go now, I was like, don't worry, you'll be fine. You know, and then you were resorting back to your old ways of hiding, and I said, nah, don't.
Yeah.
Don't, because otherwise you go back to the same old thing, like, okay, you've lost your job, now you stop training, now you get depressed, and then it goes on and has a knock-on effect. And I was like, nah, still keep in touch. Still keep doing what you need to do, exercise-wise. You don't have to disappear. And here we are. You found a way out of it. And it's all well and good having information. It's about using it.
True.
So you got the information from me and you used it. You got the information from me, you've used it. I put it on to Gary V. He gave you more information, you used it. And that's what makes me happy. I'm just thinking, wow, you're actually changing lives. So when this podcast goes out, people can then really take the information that you're giving out. And yeah, so pick one thing that you've gained from the exercising and working with me that you think will really help people out there. I mean, I know what Simon's thinking, libido, like, yo, man, I'm just like, it's changing the game out here, like. So I don't know, anything that you think it will be beneficial for maybe people going through similar stuff to you or your age that will benefit them?
Just staying positive, even when things look really bad. Every cloud has a silver lining at the end of the day, and there's always somebody out there who's more worse off than you are. So you just got to be grateful for what you've got and not what you haven't got.
Said it in a nutshell. I can't say any more to that. I leave it at that one there. But there could be someone watching and thinking, nah, but you don't understand my situation. There's nothing I can do. All I'm thinking about is, oh my God, I've lost all my money, I've lost my job. Like, what would you say to that person? How would you get them to flip and start thinking about or doing something positive? How would you get them to change their state, their mental state?
Don't make a bad decision that would make it worse, that will make your current situation worse than what it already is. Try and make a decision that will have a positive impact on where you already are.
So most people, when they're depressed, something goes wrong, they will
pick up the bottle or God knows,
Netflix and watch loads of episodes. Don't go out. Don't do the opposite. And I know it's the last thing you're gonna hear. You're like, okay, I'm down, but you know,
share the problem with a friend or a family member. Half a problem shared is a problem kind of solved. Someone
who's worthy of knowing your problem, though. Yeah, because I know some people, you tell them problems and they will use it against you. But yeah, it makes sense. Find someone you can trust, worthy of knowing your problem. But most importantly, you said it before, go to the root and rip out. Rip it out. Go and pick up a tractor tire. Throw that tire. Rah! Like, lay it all out. Because essentially, once it's out, it's not controlling you anymore. This burden is not on your shoulders anymore because you've thrown it out there and that's what you did. So, my beautiful guest, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. I've truly enjoyed it, and I actually had no idea. It's good that we don't actually even talk before about what we're going to talk about on the podcast, because I didn't know you were doing these things. Yeah, I'm so happy. And you don't say much, but when you do say something, really impactful. So guys, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. Always has been and always will be. And yes, I know some of you guys are going to be now sliding to DM. How can this beautiful woman be single? What's going on? You know, hey, listen, what I'm saying is that if you're going to go there, make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that your physical state is in place, your mental state is in place, because she's onto a winner and she's going to only grow and get bigger and bigger. I'm not trying to find a husband, by the way, but, you know, it's cool. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And you take care.
You too.